Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Legacy. My name's Noah Mitchell and I'm the Senior Learning Experience Designer here at Legacy FM. So if you've seen any of our previous videos, you'll know that it's really important to take breaks. And so while I already did a video on Pomodoro and 5217 methods of work break cycles, and also stress the importance of taking breaks, not only for your physical health, but your mental health as well. Today, I just wanted to kind of briefly talk about some of the things that I do personally during my own breaks. And so what I really want to get into is almost like, why not try and make your break time also a hobby time? So hobby break, right? Or a break hobby. I guess hobby break is what it would be, right? So for me, for example, we know that it's important during a break to get away from your work. The computer desk or wherever it is that you're working, you have to get away from it. And that's an important part of it. So usually what people will do is they'll go on a walk, which is fantastic. That's actually one of the things that I try to do. Sometimes I don't always get around to doing it, and I'll be honest, it's because I make excuses. But then there are some other, maybe not unorthodox things that I do, but maybe things that you wouldn't really think that I do. And so one of those is actually I'll, pull out my guitar and start playing. I don't have it with me right now because I don't want people walking around watching me play guitar in the middle of nowhere and say, wow, who's this guy? But yeah, like I'll, sit down if I have maybe one of my longer breaks at 15 minutes and grab a cup of coffee and just play around with the guitar a bit so I can practice, because I'm really not all that great at it. But I'll also sing while I'm doing that, and so get to practice the old vocal muscles up that I don't really do as much anymore. And I don't know, when I do that, it's always just so nice. So in fact, I've started even taking my guitar with me if I go work somewhere else. So for example, if I go down to the pool here at the complex, it's really nice. I'll take my guitar, and when I have a break, I'll just kind of sit around and try to learn the chords to a new song or anything like that. But more than anything else, it really just helps me to feel less stressed. So when I do get back to working, I'm ready to go. I'm in the right frame of mind. So it's great. So hey, if you don't play guitar yet, maybe pick that up to do on your breaks. And then, another thing that I like to do on my breaks is read. And so I know that I just said that whenever you stop working, for a bit to take that break, you need to get away from your desk and you need to do something not work related. I admit, I'm a human. That's not always what I do. So when I read on breaks, sometimes it very well could be, an awesome, fiction book that I'm reading at the time. And sometimes it's nonfiction that has nothing to do with work, because I have a lot of interests. And so there's definitely a huge library of genres for me to choose from that would definitely suit my needs and not have anything to do with work. But at the same time, I do enjoy reading books that have to do with work, or at least are somewhat related to what I do for work, right, as an instructional designer. So right now, for example, I'm reading Rance Green's instructional story design. And so, I like reading that on my breaks sometimes, because it's helping me to become a better instructional designer and a better storyteller, which is a niche that I really want to focus on over the next couple of years. So that's been really cool too. So those are just a few of the things: guitars, walks, and reading that I do, but there's so much other stuff. I have side hustle ideas of doing t-shirt designs. So, sometimes I'll take a break and I'll work on something like that on Canva, which is incredible, by the way, because again, just like with playing music, it helps to stoke the creative flame, at least for me. So when I get back to my work, guess what? I'm ready to go. So anyway, that's all I've got for you today. What I'd really love for you all to do, though, this time around is just leave some comments below here on LinkedIn, letting us know what it is that you do on your breaks that might not be ordinary break things to do. What are some of the hobbies maybe that you do on your breaks, or maybe some of the hobbies that you wish that you could do on your breaks and might start doing? We'd really love to hear from you. Otherwise, have a great day. We'll see you next time.